Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Very narrow range here during the pre-market trade. Only 11 points of total range right now for the ES this morning. Heading into the RTH Open, that is 16% of average range, or 15.6% of average range. That is a teeny amount of range here for the ES today heading into the RTH Open. We've seen a tremendous squeeze here since the May FOMC key level there, and we are now working our way higher toward the highest one up above, which is the March 20th FOMC key level. 52.3675 is that level, and given the squeeze that we're seeing right now in the very short term here, any pullback could be a buying opportunity for a short-term continuation into 52.3675 up ahead. That means that any pullback here this morning weakness could be bought by bulls looking for a continuation up until proven otherwise here as this market continues a near-term squeeze. Now, overall, this market had seen quite a bit of weakness here to begin April, but a resiliency to shake off quite a bit of weakness here on multiple days. You get the initial squeeze here, you get the midday squeeze here, and then after selling pressure Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, a strong finish to the week. So quite a resiliency here to shake off that weakness. And now again, any pullback could be a continuation to the upside, even if we pull back as deep as the previous session's midpoint of 51.81. Now we could be looking at some narrow range of price action here, generally speaking, as we have had increased volatility for the last 4 weeks or so. Not anticipating 60, 70, 80 points of range right now. Instead, if this market can get 40 to 50 points of range today, that could be a win. Taking a look here at the NQ. Similar compression out of the NQ. 14% of average range. 14% and 48 total points of range. Like the ES, this market has shaken off some of that intense weakness with some pretty significant squeezes. Big bounce here, big midday bounce there. And again, a late day finish last week and a continuation here early to start this week. We're looking for any pullback to be a continuation into that blue line right there. That's 18,272.5, and that's the FOMC key level from March 20th. So again, expecting lower volatility price action here. If this market can get 200, maybe 250 points of range today, like I said before, that could be a win. Now, any pullback as deep as the previous session's midpoint could be a buying opportunity for a continuation up today. Looking at crude oil. Crude oil also trading in a narrow range here, about 53% of average range, so 50% of range. Very narrow multi-day range that is developed here. This is pretty much a narrow chop here around composite VWAP for the year. It's also developing below the FOMC key level from last week, mostly inside day price action. Now, if we look at this thing on a 4-day range basis, it's also super compressed here. Right here, that's 4 days of compression, and you'll see 46% of ADR and less than 2 total points. That's taken that high to the recent low here. Those 4 days, $1.99 of range rather. And we could be looking at a breakout here over the next several days that takes us up to about 3, 4, maybe even 5 points of range. So again, given the downtrending price action here, any pullback may be sold for a continuation down. The next level down is 76.25. That's this pink line right there, 76.25. That's the previous quarter's midpoint. And to have the previous quarter's high and close be the same level, this is the R25% level, so 25% extension is the rejection point, and then they took the high close offered. So the next level down to go test would be 76.25, and any pullback could be a selling opportunity ahead. Failed new highs could be sold for a continuation downward toward 76.25. Taking a look at gold. Gold futures also showing quite a bit of compression here. Sideways price action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. However you want to call that. That is super compressed price action. Still in an uptrend, but clearly it has stalled here recently. So if we take a look here at this thing on, let's just draw it up to 10 days. You'll see right there compression over the last 10 days. Can we get a move of about 150 points of range up ahead? Perhaps. A little bit of a rounded price action here with some support coming in at 2280. A failure there and you're starting to open up some downside and some backfill. But for the most part, this market has remained strong and continues to hold at the highs, just stalling right now in a very narrow range. We'll see which way we get expansion. Could be to the upside or down. But we want to keep an eye on the previous month's midpoint here. That 2350 really opens up the upside. Can it get through that level? If not, a failure there, and you're working your way back down. Lastly, taking a look at the YM. The YM had a narrow range of price action in the previous session, about 50% of ADR, and for the most part, today we could be looking at a breakout move out of this one. Disney earnings prior to the RTH Open, a Dow component here. Do we get a range that takes us back to about average? Average right now is about 400 points. Can we get a 400 point range today? Still uptrending market with the potential to go grab the March FOMC key level at 39,526. Any pullback, especially a deep failed new low. If this thing comes back and says and hits this level here with a failed new low and then closes strong, that could be a tremendous near-term buying opportunity for a return back up to the 39.5 level. You have the composite VWAP here and some rising pivot-based EMAs that are rising as well. So any pullback into that zone, again, could be a buying opportunity off that area. As a matter of fact, it could be as much as 900 to 1,000 points of range here if we bounce off the 38,600 level and rally toward 39.6 up ahead. So right now, still showing some bullish tendencies in the very near term. Any pullback could be seen as a buying opportunity right now. Keeping an eye on Disney earnings prior to the RTH Open. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.